Picture it, the Milky Way, not as a silent, empty wilderness, but as a vast sea dotted with thousands of alien empires. Each one rules a cluster of star systems, trading strange and exotic goods, forming fragile alliances, and sometimes clashing in interstellar wars. Imagine them sending messages through the void, negotiating, cooperating, or ignoring each other with a calculated silence. And yet here we are, on a modest little planet, staring into the night sky and wondering, why hasn't anyone come to visit? This is one of the most haunting questions humanity has ever asked. Our galaxy is unimaginably old, over 13 billion years, and so vast that even a civilization traveling at just 10% the speed of light could cross it in about 1 million years. That's the blink of an eye on cosmic timescales. If intelligent life is common, shouldn't someone have shown up by now? The simplest answer is bleak. Maybe we really are alone, but maybe that assumption is all wrong. What if the galaxy is full of life, but travel between the stars is brutally hard, no matter how advanced you are? Maybe aliens don't cruise through space in sleek starships like in the movies. Maybe they crawl, inch by inch, like ancient humans once did across the seas of Earth. To grasp this idea, we have to look at ourselves, the only intelligent species we know. Thousands of years ago, humans set out on one of the boldest journeys in our history, the colonization of Oceania. They crossed the Pacific, one of Earth's most unforgiving environments, to find and settle tiny islands scattered across millions of square kilometers. It wasn't done with compasses or engines, but with canoes and starlight, driven by daring and desperation. They weren't just adventurers, they were survivors. Most of the islands they found were, frankly, terrible. Small, infertile, exposed. Some were barely more than wet rocks. Others had vegetation but were plagued by poor soil or harsh weather. Many are still uninhabited even today, but a few were special. These were the islands with fresh water, good fishing, fertile soil, places where entire cultures could flourish, and flourish they did. Kingdoms formed. Trade routes opened. Stories, goods and genes travelled thousands of kilometres. It became a living network, resilient, diverse, dynamic. But not all of it lasted. The Pitcairn Islands, for example, were settled for centuries. Then, one day, they were abandoned. The people vanished. Maybe their environment collapsed, or their trade networks dried up. Whatever happened, their culture disappeared, leaving behind only hints in the ruins. Now scale that story up. Imagine space as the new ocean and stars as islands. Most of those islands are terrible. The Milky Way has around 200 billion star systems and perhaps tens of billions of rocky Earth-sized planets. But being in a habitable zone doesn't make a planet hospitable. Most of them are likely nightmarish. Think scorched lava worlds, frozen wastelands. Barren rocks bathed in deadly radiation. Venus and Mars are technically Earth-like, and both are completely unlivable. Mars is humanity's next big target, and we're excited about it. But it's covered in toxic dust, blasted by radiation, and the gravity is so low it can make you physically ill. Venus. It's worse. You'd be crushed, cooked and dissolved all at once. It's the definition of hostile. Now imagine launching a generational starship sailing through space for centuries, and when you arrive, the prize is another Mars. Or worse, another Venus. After centuries of effort, you're left with disappointment. Terraforming such a place could take millennia, and the cost may not justify the journey. Multiply that dilemma across the entire galaxy, and suddenly the idea of colonizing everything becomes absurd. Perhaps that's the real reason we don't see galaxy-spanning empires, because most of space just isn't worth the effort. Still, what if a super-advanced civilization could automate the whole process? Send swarms of self-replicating probes, seed new planets with engineered life, build robot caretakers to prepare worlds for colonists? If it were that easy, shouldn't someone have done it already? Yet there's no sign of it. That either means we're truly alone, or it's far harder than we think. So let's assume space remains difficult, even for the most advanced beings. Suddenly, everything changes. What if alien civilizations don't try to colonize every world, but only the best ones? Like the Polynesians, they might leap between rare gems, building archipelagos of civilization, scattered, precious and few. Stars don't stay put. Over millions of years, stellar neighborhoods shift. Some regions might cluster with multiple Earth-like planets close together, ideal for interstellar expansion. Others, like the one Earth is in, could be isolated, surrounded by duds. We might be living in one of those cosmic wastelands, cut off, overlooked, and simply not worth the trouble. Meanwhile, in richer regions of the galaxy, civilizations could thrive, hopping from one habitable world to the next, forming networks of connected societies. Each planet would bring new challenges, alien microbes, strange ecosystems. Do they remake the world in their own image or adapt to it? Do they build sterile domes or blend with the wild? How long before such a place truly feels like home? In these vibrant pockets of the galaxy, different empires might collide. They could share knowledge, exchange rare materials, or descend into devastating wars. Others might peacefully coexist, meeting not with weapons, but with curiosity and shared purpose. And just as some Polynesian islands were eventually abandoned, many alien colonies might rise and fall. Civilizations might spread, fragment and fade, not due to catastrophe, but simply because of time. As stars drift, once connected planets become isolated, trade breaks down, communication lags, empires dissolve into silence. Even the most resilient societies might crumble under their own weight. Civilizations age, resources run dry, ideas become stagnant or divisive. And in far-off colonies, cut off by light years, survival gets harder. One by one, the lights go out. What's left is a galaxy in constant motion. Worlds colonized and abandoned over eons, civilizations blooming like flowers and then withering. The ruins of a forgotten empire might sit untouched for 1 million years before another species stumbles across them and builds something new. All of this raises profound questions. Could Earth be one of those forgotten places? A good island in a bad neighborhood, waiting for another traveler to pass by? Or are we still at the beginning of our own journey, destined to join the great ocean of civilizations only when we've matured enough to survive the trip? Maybe it's not that the galaxy is empty, but that it's so big and so hard to cross that contact is rare and fleeting. Like ships passing in the night, civilizations might flare and fade without ever meeting. And then there's the question of identity. As colonies drift further from their origin worlds, they would evolve culturally, biologically, even philosophically. Over time, they may no longer think of themselves as part of an empire at all. With no interbreeding, no shared rituals, no messages fast enough to unite them, they'd become something entirely new. Different species, different minds. That alone might make lasting galactic empires impossible. But it also means the galaxy could be rich with diversity, civilizations separated not just by space, but by time, by biology, by thought itself. For us, it means we might be early or late, alone for now, but not forever. As our solar system drifts along its path around the galactic center, we may one day enter a denser region, closer to those good islands. Perhaps then we'll meet others. Perhaps we won't. Does this idea make the universe more comforting or more terrifying? Is it a gift that we have time to grow before we meet our neighbors, or a tragedy that we may never get the chance? No one knows, but it's worth thinking about, because the sky above us isn't just full of stars. It's full of stories, billions of them, rising and falling across a vast, dark ocean. And if we're lucky, one day we'll become part of that great galactic story. If this vision of hidden civilizations and interstellar journeys intrigued you, give this video a like and consider subscribing. There's so much more waiting to be discovered, and I'd love for you to join me on this adventure. Until next time, keep looking up and keep wondering.